Hey, Etrit, I know you had a little trouble with this factor and stuff today, so I wanted to make a little video of the worksheet here. Um, so, we have three kinds of factoring that we've learned so far. The greatest common factor, right? Uh, Conjugate pairs, which is also called the difference of two squares, and factor with trinomials. See, there's three terms here. And I'll go through one of each, and then you can try them. So when you look at these, you want to find a greatest common factor first. Okay, so in the first one, there is a 2, a 6, and a 12, right? And the greatest common factor of those three numbers is 2. So we're going to write down 2. Okay, and then if we look at, I'll make that a little bit bigger. If we look at x to the fourth, x to the second, and x, we use the smallest um, exponent. So the smallest exponent here would be 1. Okay, so first let's do this. Let's make this a little bigger so you can see it. Let's make it bolder so you can see it. So we're going to do 2x. And so what this is um, 2x, it's the distributive property. So when you start with things with greatest common factors, you take it out and then you have the distributive property. Okay? And now you have to take all these things. I'm going to move this down a little. And you have to divide by 2x, right? So the 2x to the fourth power, 2 divided by 2 is 1. X to the fourth divided by x is x to the third. Right? So we're going to raise that to the third. All right. And now we go to the next term. There's a minus sign there, so we put the minus sign in. 6 divided by 2 is 3. And x to the second divided by x, we subtract the exponents, is x. And 12 divided by 2 is 6. Keep the sign, right? Minus 6. 12 divided by 2 is 6. And x divided by x is 1. So we don't write that. So because it's 6 times 1. All right. And that's it. That's it in factor form. You get the greatest common factor, and then you um, divide each term by the greatest common factor. You fill it in. So there's three terms here. There's three terms here. Now, this in number two, I kind of messed up because there is a common factor. A lot of students took it out, and I was marking it wrong this morning. Then I realized, oh my goodness, it was actually right. But let me show you. If you look at this, 2b, 2a, 4 and 9 don't have any common factor, so you can't take anything out there. But x to the fourth and x to the second have a common factor. And that common factor is x squared, the smallest exponent. So we can take that x out, right? And then we can have inside, we take x squared out. And then we're going to have divide each one. 4x to the fourth divided by x squared is 4x squared. Right? And then we'll have one more term, minus, the sign stays the same. And then 9x squared, 9x squared divided by x squared is just 9. Okay? But what's cool about this one is now inside here we have the difference of two squares. And the difference of two squares is always just two terms, a minus sign between them, and everything's a perfect square. 4 is a perfect square, 9 is a perfect square, and even exponents a perfect square. So they factor like this. So first you got to keep the x squared, right? Because that's one factor. It means we multiply that. Okay, and then it factors into two binomials. So you take the perfect square, 2x, divide the exponent in half, right? And then the square root of 9 is 3. And then the other binomial is the same thing, except instead of a minus sign, you have a plus sign between. If you remember when we were multiplying them, that makes that middle term drop out. All right, and that's it. That's completely factored. So let's take a look at this. Let me move this over. That's that one. So this one, B, is perfect square, even exponent. 16 is a perfect square. So we're going to put in here two binomials, right? It's going to be x minus 4 and x plus 4. Okay, so that's that one. I'm going to leave this last one for you to do, right? 25 is a perfect square, 4 is a perfect square, and x squared is a perfect square. Then we come down to trinomials, right? The trinomials, we want to find two numbers that add up to be negative 30. I'm sorry, multiply to be negative 30. I put an A and an M over them, right? Add up to be 1. So we want two numbers add up to be 1 and multiply to negative 30. Okay, it may take a while to find these. You may have to use a calculator, but these two numbers are 6 and negative 5, right? Because what's 6 plus negative 5 is 1, and 6 times negative 5 is negative 30. So again, these factor into two binomials. And I'm going to put it over here once I hit the A button. All right, so this becomes x plus 6 and the other factor is x minus 5. All right, so that's basically it. We're going to be practicing these all week. We have a quiz on Friday. You should go in and try the ones I didn't do. And if you want to send me the answers, that's fine. Um, and good luck. And let me know if you're still having trouble, and we'll do something else. Okay? Bye.